Hey, hey, hey. Happy late night and early morning to our favorite listeners. Thank you so much for tuning in once again to the 10-Minute Talk broadcast with me, Aquisha Harris. Now, before we jump in to our conversation piece today, I just want to let you all know that this episode was brought to you by Aquisha Harris and Company, a professional and personal development company that helps you go beyond the status quo. Okay? Go beyond the status quo. You can get more information by going to bit.ly/Akeisha Harris. Make sure that A is capital. Make sure that H is capital. Okay? Now, let's jump into it. Have you matured or just gotten older? That's a real question, okay? Because we have to ask ourselves, year after year we have a birthday. Happy birthday. Yes, God bless. Have everything that God wants you to have. Girl, this gonna be your best year. This gonna be this going yeah. We have all of these cliches and we have all of these sayings and we have all these well wishes, but many of us are just getting older. Okay. We're just adding a one to the age that we were on prior to our birthday. Like nothing is changing in your life. A lot of things are stagnant. You are still happy living uh, at the same level you were on the year prior. And I'm not even talking about monetarily. I'm talking about emotionally. I'm talking about spiritually, mentally, physically, physiologically, economically. Like it's so many different leaves and levels to life, and we only focus on one or maybe two, right? I want us to really think about, have you matured or have you just gotten older? Are you just letting life go by each day, same old thing? Somebody asks you how you doing, you like same old, or I can't complain. Or you just going through life, letting life happen to you. Can I tell you that we are a sum total of our own decisions? You heard me right. We are a sum total of our decisions. Okay. So it's like if you don't like where you are, you absolutely have the capacity and the ability to change where you are. But the same problem and the same level where this situation was created, you can't go about changing it using the same techniques and tools and strategies and mental aptitude. You have to level up. You have to be around people who know more than you do. You can't always be the smartest person in your circle. And I know that we say that, if you're the smartest person in your circle, you need a new circle. I know that's right, but you'll say it and you won't move out of fear. You'll know it to be true, but you just don't want to lose the security of being the go-to person for everybody. And it's like you can't humble yourself to be at somebody else's feet, to sit amongst people who are smarter than you, been where you want to go, and have all of the trade secrets you need in order to get you to the next level. How many people are going through that? I mean, I get it. But there has to be a point in time where that just is not okay anymore. I don't know. We need a turning point. Not always a breaking point, but a turning point. Like, is this okay for you? What does life look like next year, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now? Is where you are going to be where you stay? And I don't know. I just don't know. I can't answer that for you. But what I can tell you is it's time for us to do better. It is time for us not to just get fat off of all of the information that we hear, to get fat off of all of the images that we see, to get fat all of the years and years and years and years and years of New Year's resolutions that we just never put into practice and stay consistent with. Like it's time out for that. I was reading, so actually I saw on social media something called the 100-hour rule, right? And I did a little more research because it's based on I think his name is Tim Ferriss, right? He's the author of the 4-Hour Work Week. So a lot of what he does, he likes to capitalize on efficiency. What's the best way to complete a task? or to learn something. He's all about being the best of the best, right? And being a standout in every area of your life. Now, when we talk about the 100 hour rule, that was kind of taken from the 10,000 hour rule that says you have to, in order to become an expert or a master at something, you need to have spent 10,000 hours doing it or practicing it and, doing it with excellence in order to be an expert. But this 100 hour rule was taken from that, which says if you spend 18 minutes a day, if you spend 18 minutes a day doing one thing, you'll already be better than 95% of the population. Like 18 minutes a day. That doesn't seem like we watch more TV than that. We scroll on social media longer than that. So can you imagine if you picked an area of your life and spent just 18 minutes a day for a year in that one area, you'll be 95% better than the rest of the population. You'll be that much more smarter. If you spend 18 minutes a day reading a book, not just any book, but a book that is focused or centered on something that you're interested in, something that's going to mature you, something that's going to grow you, something that's going to help you with this new wave of technology and all of these new inventions and innovations. The world that we live in is not going to exist in 3 years. The world that we know it, the way that we know it, the way that it's operating, 5 years, 10 years from now, this is not going to be the same world. So we need to be able to stay abreast of these changes and exercise our mind to be able to learn something new. The problem with learning something new is that it has to combat the old way of doing things, all of the old systems that we have, all of the old the cultural practices that we have, all of the experiences. Remember, I talked about all of this soul work that we need to focus on. This is a part of that, because anytime you're introduced, we have to be introduced to something new multiple times in order for it to even crack, make a break in our belief system. Even to crack it just a little bit for some truth to get in, for something to combat some of the old things that we've been accustomed to doing. If you just spend 18 minutes a day reading something that's going to enhance your life and your well-being, wouldn't it be beneficial? If you spend 18 minutes a day substituting one of your unproductive behaviors with something productive, wouldn't that be amazing? Like, I started working out again because I saw, like, I'm an athlete. Just a total athlete, right? And that's the kind of body that I have. I have an athletic body. So when some people get out of shape, depending on their body types, they may look puffy. They may get inflated. Some other people get they look swollen. I look more deflated and droopy. It sounds funny, but it's like I don't want to look like a deflated balloon. Like, I need to be full and curved and athletically toned in the right places, or else I'm gonna just be looking a mess and I just look like a blob. I could be exaggerating, but that's how I feel. Okay, I don't look like that. My husband would have told me. But anyway, I had to make a decision in my mind first of all to to ask myself, why is this even important to you? Why do you want to do it? It's not like you have a game. It's not like you're on scholarship anymore. What is the purpose of this? So I had to come up with a why that was important to me. My why was so I can continue to look nice in my clothes. Okay, I want to be presentable to people. I want to look nice for myself and feel good about myself. Second reason, I want my husband to stay attracted to me. I mean, I feel like he always will, but I don't want it to be forced, right? I want it to be something that's very natural. I want him to like to look at me, right? I need to hold up my end of the bargain in this thing. And some people might think that's superficial, but no, that's something that we talked about and we were going to hold each other accountable with when it came to our health and our wellness and our well-being, not just aesthetics. Like if I look a certain way, that means if I'm not looking how I uh desire to look or said that I was going to look or whatever my goal was to look like, then we can hold me accountable and know that there's something else going on that is taking me away from reaching my goal. And that's how my husband and I hold each other accountable in that area. I also want to be able to keep up with my kids. I have 5 boys, people. 5. They play basketball, they run track, they swim, they play baseball, they play football, soccer. I need to be able to do all of those things. For a long time, I would just sit and watch them play. And I was like, girl, hello? You're not getting old, okay? You're maturing, but your body isn't breaking down. You are well able to get up here and play with them. And they want to see you. And they want to see you. That's what I'm telling myself. They have to see you in action. They want to see you in motion. They want to have these memories where they got to play sports with their mom. Because she wasn't, I'm not a joke. Like I'll tackle a kid. I'll kick the ball clear across the field. Very competitive. But it's stuff like that I feel like is very important for us to just understand a little bit, just incremental changes. Incremental changes in our lifestyle can help us over the course of time, right? That's something 18 minutes a day. If you choose something to work on for 18 minutes a day, you know how much you would mature in that area. You know how much better you would be. So when your birthday comes around, you can actually say, I've matured, not just gotten older. Isn't that amazing? Okay, now I'm off my soapbox. Thank you so much for listening in to our 10-minute talk podcast. I appreciate you. I hope you learned something new. I hope that you have some takeaways, all right? Because we all need them. Also, if you want to go beyond the status quo, don't hesitate to hit me up for a discovery call. Go to bit.ly/Aquisha Harris. Make sure that A is capital. Make sure that H is capital. All right, people. I'll talk to you tomorrow where we meet every night at midnight from Monday to Friday. All right.